Good morning, it's Yvonne back to do your bonus read. Alright, we're going to use the Mythic Tarot. I just went for a dig through my cupboard. My poor Tarot de la Nuit is already getting quite chipped at the edges, and I'm going to buy a new one before I use out the old one. Although last time, instead of doing that, I gave away a lot of the ones that were getting a little bit sort of sad. So I might think about doing that again. It actually is good fun to send them out to people. I think I ended up sending out like something like 15 decks to people last time all over the world. So it was a beautiful experience. Okay, sharing with people. So we're going to use the Mythic Tarot for your bonus read. You'll recognise this one. It's not so widely used now, but it was very popular on YouTube probably about a year ago. And look at this. Oh my goodness, we're starting off with the sun. So these are all built into old like Greek fables, stories about the gods, about those sort of stories. They're mostly Greek, I think, but along the way. So if you're looking at them, you may recognize some of the people in these pictures. He has really nice legs, right? So yeah, so we have the sun. So the sun is a card that talks about joy and happiness. It talks about everything being very childlike, very new, very fresh, but it's an absolutely beautiful card and is the best card in the deck. And it is the only card in the deck that, whether it's reversed or upright, still has very positive energy. It's just a beautiful card. I want to say it feels like a new beginning here. Even though it's not an ace, it feels like a new beginning because the sun shines light on things. Like it brightens things up so you can see what they are. And to me, it feels like with this particular one, like it's almost like you have clarity over something. You're seeing perhaps something for the first time, which I feel is beautiful, but it's this feeling of elation coming through with this feeling of being so good in your own skin. All right, Five of Wands. There is a feeling with the Five of Wands because this talks about conflict. Okay, now I see what's happening. I feel like this is a new beginning. I feel like something is opening up to you here. There's some sort of path, some sort of new energy coming through here, which is opening up for you. It feels like it's illuminating the way, I want to say. So it's almost like you may have been on the same path for a while. You may have felt a little bit sort of like you didn't know the direction you were going in. I feel like the universe is about to show you something, and it's going to come in like the sun, where it's going to sort of all of a sudden show you a new way of doing things, a new way of being, a new way to go on your path. Because I see here with the Five of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, there's sort of a little bit of conflict around taking a new direction. So maybe it's something that's really taking you out of your comfort zone. Maybe it's something that's really challenging you. I feel like that with the Sun card. It's like challenging you to do something very different. So maybe it's something you've wanted to do for a while, or you haven't trusted, or you haven't been sure, because that Five of Wands sort of tells me there's some sort of energy of, you know, can I do this? Is this right for me? Is this something I want to do? So maybe you've been given an opportunity, or a light has been shone, an opportunity that you have thought about before but maybe not felt ready. And when I see the Two of Wands, I feel like you're ready to take a new pathway here. The Three of Cups is sort of saying to me there seems to be some sort of celebration. And the Three of Cups is about reunion. It's about sharing something with family and friends. It's definitely a celebration. But I almost feel like here, it's got a very different feel too. So I want to get into it here. For some of you, this is some sort of healing journey. There is a healing journey coming through here. We do have the Judgment card coming through. So it may be an opportunity to do something again, but this time you're doing it very differently because you've seen something differently. You're still floundering here though. You're still sort of going back and forwards with the two energies. So although you've seen something from a completely different way, you still are sort of buckling a little bit to the old way here, because the two ways are showing up here. But I feel like with that Sun, you don't want to take the old way anymore. You want to go with the new way. And I feel that's what you're celebrating here. But there's something you've healed here with this Hermit. So for some of you, this Judgment card, look, it could be something to do with a new relationship or a new, you know, the Queen of Pentacles for me could be offering you an opportunity, for example. And whatever this opportunity is that you're being offered, there's a really strong feeling here that you are still sort of floundering with the old way or the new way. But this is something you've always wanted here. It's something that perhaps has not been open to you before. But there's something here you've healed within yourself that has opened this opportunity to you. Wow. Okay, let's see where we're going with this one. It's actually it's really exciting, the energy here. I'm really excited by it. It's bringing up a lot of energy here. So you've seen something from a different perspective. What is it you've seen from a different perspective? I feel like here with that healing, that maybe you've seen it from a different perspective because you yourself have changed. You know, it could be a change in a very practical way too. Maybe you're seeing an opportunity after finishing a course, for example. Maybe you're seeing the possibility now of becoming, you know, I don't know, a doctor, for example, because you've just finished a course. So maybe it is something that you've had to work really hard at. And maybe the Hermit here just represents the healing you've done along the way. But whatever this is for you, you're seeing it very differently now to the way you saw it before. Because maybe the way you saw it, I've got somebody standing right here, the way you saw it before was maybe not something you felt that you could do. But now you feel that you can. So something has changed, whether this is an internal mechanism, whether you've learned from something, you are doing this very, very differently here. Ooh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Makes me feel all excited. Two of Cups coming through with the Ace of Cups. I feel like here it's some of you Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords very much making its appearances this week. There is a huge truth coming through here. There is a huge truth, and I feel like something has happened here to make you see something differently. And it may be with these two cards here, looking at love differently, and that's been coming through a little bit too. But I feel like here what it's showing me is your self-love is what you're seeing differently now, because you're looking through the eyes of self-love here, not love as you've seen it in the past. And the Two of Cups very much makes me feel like romantic love here. But you are definitely looking at something. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords makes me feel that you've seen something very differently here. You've got clarity before moving forward on something here. So something here is being offered to you here. And it's a freaking large cup, right? And I probably should cover up her bits. It's a very large cup. So I feel like you're being offered a relationship or a situation here, but you're seeing it differently this time. And I've been getting a lot of messages about this lately in regards to the way we see our world and our ideas and our thinking and how it influences everything we do. And some of that is socialized thinking, you know, being told things should be a certain way. So you'll only do things that way. And I talked about the lamb story. You know, you'll do it that way because it's the way you've been taught, and not actually the way that you should be doing it. And that's what it feels like to me, this sort of energy of, I don't know, I'm just looking at this Two of Cups and getting a very different energy from the Two of Cups here. Because I'm feeling it's got something to do with the way you see your world through your eyes. But something has definitely changed with the Hanged Man. And I really feel it's a result of you learning how to stand in your truth through your own self-love. So seeing the world differently through your own eyes. And maybe you've got to this beautiful point in your life where you feel completely and utterly satisfied within yourself, that you're no longer looking for love, you're waiting for love to find you. Because your love and your validation within yourself is at a very high vibration with this Ace of Cups. And I love it when I hear people say that. I love it when I hear people say, you know what, I'm at the point here where I am very, very comfortable being by myself. I'm not longing, desiring, or needing someone to fulfill me. And that is a beautiful place to be with the Ace of Cups. And that's about standing in your truth. So then what happens, this relationship comes along and it adds value to where you already are, rather than you needing to have it. And I feel like that's what I'm seeing here. You've seen things very differently. 3 of Pentacles coming through with the Page of Cups. Beautiful. 3 of Pentacles for me is about a soul contract, and the 9 of Swords. There is some sort of anxiety you've been carrying around here with the 9 of Swords, but I don't feel it's anxiety so much about having a relationship. I feel like your anxiety is something from the past that you've dealt with, because things are looking very different in this reading. And this 3 of Pentacles tells me that you may be coming to the end or reaching the conclusion of some sort of lesson here. And I feel like you're having clarity. This is why this Ace of Swords is really showing me a lot of clarity. And I feel like it's in love. You're no longer longing for that person to save you. You're no longer looking for that rescue. You're now understanding that your cup is full. And whatever you get to come into your life from here on in is something additional, something beautiful that you can add to what you've already found. But there's definitely a relationship here. 5 of Pentacles, the Fool card, definitely a relationship coming through. There's a real sort of like dichotomy of energies here. It's like sort of coming out of a dark space and moving into a light space, which really the Sun is showing me. But it's like you've come out of this darker space. But I don't feel like this is like a depression or some way of doing things really comes to mind. It's like you've done something for a really long time and it's been so natural and normal for you, you haven't really recognized it. It's coming out of that energy into a new energy. The 5 of Pentacles makes me feel that lack, you know, where you're always feeling like everything needs to come to you from the outside rather than seeing you already have everything on the inside. That is what's being illuminated here for you. The Fool card tells me that you're going to take some sort of leap of faith into a situation here, but you're doing things in a very different way this time. And I feel like here, look, the Moon's here. All right, so that's why the Sun is coming. I want to almost take the Sun out and put it over the top of the Moon here. Something is shining light or illuminating your own emotions, your own limitations. Something here is coming through to do that. And I feel like for some of you, you're maybe moving into a new relationship or getting a new offer, but you're not looking at it the way that you were before. This time you're looking at it through the Ace of Swords energy. So you're learning to look at something and decide on something and move forward with something from a very different perspective. And I talk to people sometimes about understanding how we train ourselves to look through our emotions. And sometimes you have to step back to see what things are. Good example for that is ignoring red flags in the beginning of a relationship. If you're looking at a new relationship through the Ace of Cups, that's first stage of meeting someone. You will ignore all the red flags. You will see no faults with that person. But here with the Ace of Swords, you're doing it differently. You're looking at those in a very logical way. So you're seeing things differently, but you're still choosing to move into this 2 of Cups energy, but you're just doing it differently this time. All right, let's just have a look at the mini read and we'll put some more cards on it. I feel like there's a conflict though, because you keep slipping back into the old way of doing it, but because that Sun's there, you're actually seeing yourself going backwards and forwards with this now. And that's really good. Two of Wands says to me there's a new path to be taken. I feel like for some of you here it's a healing celebration energy. There seems to be a second chance here with someone. So it could be talking about Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But this time you're working on things very differently. Yeah, you're closing out a karmic cycle here. We have had a lot of this lately, and I've watched other readers, not so much of the last couple of weeks, but when it first started coming through in the messages for me, I saw the messages coming through for other readers as well around understanding patterns and cycles. But don't get caught up in thinking that you only have one, because it's possible with this that you could have more than one cycle here. So I feel like somebody's coming in. There seems to be a rebirth of love here. But this time you're doing it all very differently, because although you may love and deeply love this person, as they may do here with this really large cup, there is a difference this time, and the difference is you love yourself this time, and that's what you've learned along the way. And that's been part of the lesson of this particular situation here. So whatever's happening here, there is definitely an offer coming through from someone that you've had some sort of prior dealing before. But in saying that, this could be a very new offer, but I may be seeing a change in the way you're doing things. So it could look like it's a restart. It could be a brand new person here, especially with this Ace of Cups, because it's a very big cup. But this time you're doing it differently, because you're going in with logic. You're watching things. You're seeing how you respond. You're seeing how you behave. And I feel like this was a normal way of doing things, but you've never learned that way, because you've always gone into romantic love with your eyes closed. It's quite interesting energy. And this time you're doing it from the Hanged Man perspective. So you're doing things in a very different way. The Three of Pentacles tells me this is very much around sort of in the past here. Perhaps things haven't always gone in the direction you wanted them to go in because of this, the way you saw things. And it's like you are learning to let this go now, because I say you've taken a leap of faith. So even if things don't look quite right, you're ready to sort of test them out and see how you go. The Five of Pentacles tells me very much that you're getting out of some idea that you can't be by yourself here. That somehow or another you're socialized into believing that you need to have a relationship rather than a relationship complements who you are. That's the change in your thinking here with the Moon to the Sun. The Sun is illuminating these emotions and these patterns for you here. Seven of Cups, so you're breaking through an illusion. Wheel of Fortune, universe saying it was time for you to do this. We have the Emperor coming through with the Strength card. You've seen the pattern in your psyche. Look at this. For me, the Strength card is always about you understanding your demons. This is about the sun, and we can see the lightning, the light coming through the doorway here. So I feel like you are seeing things in a very different way here. That's obviously Daniel in the lion's den, isn't it? So there may be biblical stories as well here. The Empress here. So I feel like for some of you, this is about stepping back into your power. For others of you, this may be somebody returning to you that you see as a divine masculine. But the universe is saying here, there is something that's been completed here with this karmic wheel. And I feel like here with the Seven of Cups, you've seen through some sort of illusion that you've been holding for yourself. And this illusion has kept you trapped for a really long time. You may have found like you've repeated relationships, or you've never been able to have what we see or what you see as a healthy relationship. They've always gone pear-shaped. But you're starting to understand your pattern in that now, rather than the type of person you're pulling in. You're starting to see, because you love yourself now, and you're starting to understand how to see it through your own eyes rather than through the eyes of the romantic sort of energy here. So whatever this is for you, you're definitely seeing it in a very different way. All right, let's have a look and see what your oracle card is here. So there's a love offer on the table. It could be from somebody from your past. It could be someone brand new. But this is about you. This is about you understanding what you want, where you want to go. And you're not looking at this through some sort of, I don't know whether to call it a fantasy, because it's not really a fantasy. It's a reality that you've built for yourself that's not real. So, oh, that's a different card to get. Double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. So you're definitely completing something here. And we all talk about the fact that we are here to heal relationships on the planet. That's what we're here for. So we're healing ourselves in order to have those relationships we should have had in the first place, but we didn't see them. 118. All right, this is about double mission, channeling and uplifting humanity. The Pleiadians are a group of star beings dedicated to raising the vibration of the planet and sharing new consciousness through creations and technology. They have been incarnating on Earth since the beginning of humanity. You are a soul who has a double mission, to grow at soul level and to raise the vibration of the planet. If you've been called to write, speak or channel, this is your sign to keep doing it. Your work is divinely guided. Of all the souls, Pleiadians are the chattiest, and so perhaps you've already started channeling some of this work into the third dimension. Thank you for doing your part in the great plan. Your presence and unique light is needed. So what I'm feeling here is you are making some sort of change here, and you're being reminded or awakened to who you actually are here. And I feel like, and my take on why we're in this life is because of love, that we are learned, you know, how to accept things that aren't really love. We are conditioned in society to believe that certain things are how we are loved. And I feel like here you are understanding that the only true love there is the love of yourself. And if you are meeting someone who has also loved themselves and is also in that energy, then both of you can have the most enlightened energy here, because you have discovered that love is a feeling within you that you share with someone else. So I feel like this is really a very beautiful energy coming through. All right, I'll leave you with that. Thank you.